So hi guys, here we are in London, and it's the farmers' protest today, and they're doing the speeches down the front. We're going out and about, talking to a few people. We've spoken to a few MPs and also general farmers who are really upset by the treatment that they've had from the Labour government. So let's chat to a few people and see what their views are today. So you're supporting the farmers today?
I'm supporting the farmers. This is a huge attack on them, and it makes their whole business model unsustainable.
And do you think the public are generally behind the farmers?
I think they are, and I think the more people know about the reality of farming, the hours farmers do, and the very low returns they get. If you think the average farmer gets 0.5% return on capital, that's £5,000 per £1 million of land, they realise that a 20% tax on that land is unsustainable.
And do you think the British people will really get behind the farmers?
Well, I think British people do instinctively support farmers. They want to know where their food's coming from. We still provide, 55-60% of our food domestically, and therefore we need a strong and active farming community.
And do you think there will be a U-turn by the Labour Party? Do you think there's any chance of that?
Well, I think the Labour Party doesn't like the farmers. We saw that when Tony Blair was in office. We're seeing the same again now. There is a hostility to rural communities, so I'm worried that they will be digging their heels in.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
My pleasure. Thank you.
The death knell of tenant farmers, because I was talking to one of the estates in my constituency, and they said the benefit of having tenant farmers is going to really decline as a result of this, and it's going to have a big impact. So people are going to take more land in hand as against actually having, a much bigger variety of farmers. It's just bad for everyone. It's just a bad policy. Bad spiteful policy.
They haven't thought the figures are completely false.
Oh, I know.
They're completely wrong.
Well, she ain't good at economics.
And what's your viewpoint about the whole farmers issue?
Well, I'm incredibly worried because when I speak to the farmers in my constituency, so many of them are saying to me that this could be the death knell of them being able to continue through the generations as family farmers. And it's not just the inheritance tax change, it's also the NIs, it's also the pensions. It's like a full-scale assault on their ability to be able to feed the nation.
And do you think the public are well behind the farmers?
I think the public are absolutely behind the farmers because they actually see this as a very spiteful move by the government, and it seems to be driven more by spite and more by ideology as against good policy, because this isn't good policy. It's going to make us less able to be able to feed ourselves, and it's going to mean so many family businesses just going out of business.
And do you think there's any chance of a U-turn by the government on this?
Governments, when they make mistakes, and governments always do make mistakes, the best way is to make a U-turn quickly and swiftly.
So, Jeff Taylor, so why are you here today?
I'm back in the farmers. I'm fully supporting them. Yes. It's really important that we support farmers because once the farmers are cut up and just, eroded away, which is what will happen, they'll be taken on by big corporate interests. And those big corporate interests will either use the land for their own mass farming, which could well be detrimental. I think it will be if it's not managed in a smaller scale like traditionally in this country. Also, it will be bought up for things like housing for various newcomers, and there's also the solar farms and all the windmills that can appear there as well, various other things.
The British have got the kind of backbone to strike and stuff, but we're not like the French, are we, that really get involved?
Well, yeah, this is the problem with the British. You will never rile them until their back is flat against the wall and you're staring in their face. That's when they turn back and bite you hard, and that's what we've always done.
Yes.
But what we've got to understand is that the farmers are at that point now,
yes,
and that we should be backing them. And the farmers produce the food we eat, 60% of it. If they stop producing food, 60% of the supermarkets will be empty,
yes,
and that's really important.
But would you back them going on strike?
I would back them taking action, any action that's required to, say any action. Of course, I would never condone violence, would I? Never, ever. If everyone else can go on strike, except for the armed forces.
And anybody watching this, tell them who you are. You're Jeff Taylor, and they can subscribe to your channel.
Yeah, at Jeff Taylor, JEFF Taylor.
Absolutely, and would you advise people to subscribe straight away? Jeff does a fantastic channel.
Thank you very much indeed.
So I am the DUP's Agri spokesperson in Parliament. I'm a Member of Parliament from Northern Ireland. We are speaking out and speaking up for our farmers. We're backing British farmers. We want to see this this tax grab, this land grab overturned. We want Labour to waken up and realise that these people feed our nation, and we're supporting them here today.
And is it affecting farmers in Northern Ireland badly?
Absolutely. Last night we gathered in Northern Ireland with 6,000 people in one room to speak out and speak up against this tax grab. Labour need to realise, don't bite the hand that feeds you.
Absolutely, because I mean the public have so much support for the farmers, don't they?
Well, they know they feed them. We have to get the basics right. No farmers, no food. So today, I think we'll send a clear message to Labour: don't attack our farmers. And their first few months in Westminster, pensioners and farmers. That's how they'll be remembered.
So tell us why you're supporting the farmers today.
Farmers are responsible for 4.1 million jobs in the UK. They're also responsible for contributing 122 billion to the UK economy. They're also responsible for 8% of meat production. They're responsible for a large amount of food that our families eat. We stand with the right to private property. We stand with our British farmers, our agricultural sector, with British business. We also stand with small businesses as well. 66% of British farming, small businesses, are going to be affected by this death tax. And that's exactly what it is. We also stand against socialism, which is the back door for communism. These far left psychopaths in government want to kill off our elderly. They want to destroy British agriculture. It is all part of the agenda to demoralise us, denigrate us, destabilise us, make us lose hope and faith. And British agriculture is an institution. It is a huge part of our culture in our green and pleasant land. The reality is that the establishment, and it's not just Stalinist Starmer, it's not just Labour, it's the Tories, it's the Lib Dems, it's the establishment, it's the political class. They are selling our country out to the highest bidder. It's absolute madness. There's more than enough money to go around. The death tax on farmers, on British agriculture, is absolute madness.
So how's the day been?
No, good. Like, we've had people chatting on the stage. Like, you just get to understand how passionate people feel about this issue. Like, it's just unbelievable. And I think that if they're saying it, this many people are here, something must be going on. Like, yeah, something.
So you're very pro-farmer.
Yeah, they literally feed people. So yeah, I mean, you got to support the farmers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about Starmer at the moment?
It seems like he's going after everyone, and now he's just going for literally the most respected people of the land, which are farmers. I mean, we don't get to see farmers day to day, but when we're in the supermarket, it's all down to them, isn't it? So, yeah, it needs to see this and listen to the people.
Fantastic. So, now obviously you're very well known on YouTube. So, for people who want to subscribe to you, where should they go to?
Yeah, check out Wesley Winter, also documenting the event today. But yeah, also big up yourself coming in, doing it, and documenting what's going on.